but on the terms that you don't say anything to anyone about what has happened.
He looks like he doesn't say anything. He just looks at you, and it's very clear that he doesn't really believe a word you're saying. But he nods, and he then says very quietly, I'm not gonna tell anyone. I just want to get as far away from here as possible.
Yes, and I want you far away from here as possible. That way we don't have to do anything stupid in regards to your circumstances. Here, you can go back home and you can live your life as you deem fit. Now, don't get me wrong, things happened in a way that I did not expect, but they certainly happened. Now, you were on the bad end of that. So, this is a means of me dealing with it. Right?
He just nods. He still looks like he's expecting you at any point to be like, haha, this is a trap, or something like it. He very obviously does not believe that you're actually gonna let him go. In the slightest.
I'm gonna call to the guard.
He's just sort of playing along with it, basically.
I'm gonna call for the guard and see if the guard comes back. Or any guard at this point. There is any on post.
Yeah, the guard walks back, chewing on a chicken leg. And he says, "You done?"
Well, yes. I hope you're done with your breakfast, because this man needs to be escorted to the horses out the front. And he needs some food before he leaves.
Oh, you're letting him go?
I am.
Then why did we... Yeah, you know what? Sure. I'll just chuck him outside.
No.
With food.
I need you to escort him. And find him some food.
Alright. Come on, buddy. And he, motions for Ned to get up. Who does? And he is gonna, take him to the kitchen to get him some proper food.
How safe do I think the road back actually will be for him?
Well, you went along it twice, and once you got attacked. It's not the safest of roads. Probably might be good to send 1 or 2 people along with him, at least to the edge of the marshes. After that, he should be fine.
How about I go see the Queen? See if she can spare a few men, if that is your concern.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. I would like to go find the Queen. And
I'm
gonna, as I leave the cage, I'm gonna just chuck the keys back to the guard.
He catches it. And he says, anything to do with the other guy? Do you want me to throw him out as well?
No, leave him to sleep.
Alright.
Maybe get him some breakfast when he wakes up.
Yeah, look, we don't let them starve here. Who do you think we are?
Just double checking.
Just shakes his head. You want to go find the Queen. Alright. Where is the Queen? The Queen is currently... Oh, the Queen is in the throne room. There we go. She's up early.
She is. Straight on her throne.
And she seems to be in a heated discussion with the head shaman.
Surprise, surprise!
Who would have thought?
Can I hear what they're talking about?
No. They don't, neither of them are raising their voice, but you can just by their body language, you can see that they are having an argument. And as soon as they see you come in, they both stop. And the head shaman bows to her and just leaves. Walks past you, pretends like you're not even there. Like he does not even look at you.
I'm gonna look at him and just be like, shaman.
He does not
And then just
acknowledge
keep
you.
walking.
I'll just kind of face palm as I see the interaction.
I'm gonna like already start calling Queen as I've like kind of entered halfway into the throne room.
Yeah, she smiles and she says, "Well, you're certainly up early to cause a ruckus around here."
What would life be without a bit of fun, my dear?
What do you need?
I am having a man. Well, I'm sending a man back to Saltmarsh. Now, this man is probably in no means capable of travel or capable of travel through these marshes by himself. Are you able to provide him with a couple of guards to at least the end of the marsh?
Yeah,
There
of
he
course.
can go on his own.
I can send some. There are some that wouldn't. Well, yes, I can send some people. I'll make sure they escort him to safety. No problem.
Thank you. Very much. Very kind. Now, is everything all right between you and the shaman?
She laughs and she says, "Yes, everything is fine. We have just been discussing some finer points of how to deal with the Sahuagin."
Okay, well, I hope I have not caused any undue rest or distress.
Oh, you've caused plenty of that, but wouldn't be the first time that someone stirs up trouble.
Good to know. Now, in regards to seeing this dragon, when do you think we will be leaving? Do I have time? Do we have time?
Well, as soon as you want to, basically.
Okay. Sure. Wraitha, are you needing to do anything before we leave?
Not especially.
Okay. Queen, now that I think about it, do you have anyone here who is proficient with some of the plant life around the marshes here? I am in need of the certain plant with certain properties.
She nods and she says, "Well, I mean, most of us here know well enough how to survive in the marshes, so we know all of us have pretty good knowledge of the plants. But if you want, I would actually recommend speaking to the cook. He is kind of an expert when it comes to plants.
Does he know
Especially
much on
the
mushrooms?
more. Yes. He
Excellent.
loves mushrooms and anything that's poisonous, which should probably worry me more than it does.
Nothing to worry about, my dear, I can assure you. Just a little experiment I have in mind.
Alright. Yeah, I would recommend have a chat with him.
Okay. Well, until I see you later for the journey to the dragon, I hope you have a good
Oh,
night.
I'll not be coming with you.
Surely you'll be sending us off there, right?
She laughs and she says, "As much as I enjoy all of your company, I do have a tribe to run and a war to win. I'm rather busy at the moment."
Of course,
If
of
you-
course.
Understand.
I completely understand. I will go and see the dragon, and I can assure you we will be back.
Very well then. If you'll excuse me, I'll make sure that someone escorts your man out of the marshes, but I do have things to take care of.
Of course, I will leave you to your duties. Thank you again.
She
Oh, you
just
see the
nods. Alright. What is everyone else doing at this point? While your ranger is just running up and down through the bloody lizard lair.
I'm concerned about a couple of things. Janice told the poor guy to grab a horse,
Yes.
right? He didn't specify which one. I'm kind of worried that he'll take accidentally my horse. The most expensive one.
I did specify my horse.
Did you? I didn't hear that.
He did specify his horse.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you said it. Yeah.
The question
And
is,
the
does
other
anyone
thing-
aside of you two know which horse belongs to who?
I do have a military saddle on mine.
Yeah.
Alright.
And the other thing is, now that you mentioned that the cook got poisonous and non-poisonous mushrooms, I wonder which one did I use for brewing.
Oh no! I guess you'll find out soon if you've had your drink.
I'm about
they are unpoisonous. They are not poisonous mushrooms. They are, however, known that if you dry them and grind them into a fine powder, and you inhale them, they give like a bit of a feeling of euphoria, but that's it. Like it's nothing major. It's just they make you feel a bit better, essentially.
Good brew.
But it
I wonder
doesn't.
how
It
it will
doesn't. It doesn't happen if you brew them. It only happens if they're dried and sniffed, I guess.
That's kind of sad, but all right.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. You know, just normal mushrooms. Like they are being used for cooking and everything.
Yeah, a good thing for a flavor for my drink. Well, I'll chug a couple of what's it called, cups, mugs, and I would assume that even the smell would make the mind fuzzy. I'll probably be walking like half drunk on the corridors or hallways,
It's certainly an interesting smell.
singing stuff on random. Maybe I would stumble upon a passing by shaman and say like, "Oh, my queen."
Oh God.
And just continue forward.
It's all
Okay.
hold his liquor at this age.
I would hold a mug of the same brew just for Janice. So I told him that he would need to try it out.
Janice has very particular taste, but sure.
Well, he haven't found you yet, but he's doing just that.
Yep. The lizard folk are sort of. They just seem to be rather amused. Like they give you the same kind of look that you give children when they are doing something silly. You know, they are entertained and they don't take you too seriously. And I think at some point you just stumble across Janice and Brothar leaving the throne room.
There you are, you guys. Finally found you. And I look at Brothar. Hey, Janice. Remember the bit I told you about?
Boris, I'm over here.
What? What?
That's the paladin. That's Brethar. Are you drunk?
Here, have a drink. I told you to try this one. It's a special dwarven recipe.
I'm gonna take the mug and give it a smell.
It would smell really awful.
I feel like I can smell it on him before he even gives me the mug.
It has this thing where like the smell alone seems to sort of like leave like a taste in your mouth. Like it's heavy. It's almost like it almost smells like gasoline. Not that you know the smell of gasoline, but that's almost what it smells like.
The mug would also be like more than half empty because I was like shaking it on the way, maybe taking a sneak sips.
Boris, is this what you made last night?
Yes.
With your bread?
Yes. And I also added a special ingredient.
It's done this to you.
That
You
what?
can't even see straight, can you? You're looking at
Just try
Brazar
it.
again. I'm over here, you halfway.
Who's talking to me? Why aren't your mouth moving, Janice?
I'm just gonna look at
hear-
him,
I hear-
shake my head, and then just say, well, bottoms up, and just chuck it back. The whole thing down my gullet.
You know, it strangely enough, it doesn't taste bad enough to make you feel like throwing up. It has this very heavy, earthy taste that's strangely oily in your mouth at the same time. It's not great, but it's also not absolutely undrinkable, you know?
I'm just gonna shrug and be like, not bad, and kind of tank the tankard he gave me and like slam it against his chest. So he grabs it and then just like start walking off to the kitchen.
I knew you would like it.
Come on, I've got things to do. We've got stuff to do this morning.
I gotta finish my keg over there. I need to finish what I've cooked. Brewed.
I feel
Sorry.
like all
I'll
I
be
can hear
back.
behind me is just like, oh, and then clunk, 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 clunk.
Alright, Janice goes one direction, Boris goes the other one to refill his keg. Brothar, what are you doing? Who are you following?
At this point, I'm probably just gonna go back to my quarters and start getting my armor and weapons ready for the war.
Probably fair. Sixter, what are you doing at this point? Sun has risen. You have caught an unreasonable amount of fish at this point.
As always.
The other three have basically given up at this point. They are just watching you and cheering you on whenever you catch something.
What am I doing? It's been a while because I've been talking to Ned and all that, right?
Yeah, it has been a while.
What I think I'll do is I'll walk over to the lizards, just introduce myself as Fisherman Sam.
Mhm.
I slam down my new staff as I make a water lily appear on it,
Oh, nice.
and I say, "Nice meeting you. Feel free to take the fish." And I'll go back up to see if I can find anyone in the party to see what's going on, and maybe get
Alright.
some breakfast.
Yeah, they cheer you on and they start to get a bigger basket to to transport all the fish. And there's probably gonna be a lot of fish on the menu for the next few days because you caught a lot of fish.
Probably affected the population. of the
Yeah. Actually, Sam, on your way in, you come across three relatively young lizards who seem to be escorting a Ned outside, and they are taking him to one of the horses, which you may or may not remember as being Janice, and they seem to be preparing to leave. And Ned sees you and sort of, gives you a bit of a berth, but not really. He doesn't have too many terrible memories about you.
No, but I was still there when we tossed him around.
He just
I think I
remembers
just
you as someone.
acknowledge that I know who he is, clearly. I just nod to him,
Yeah.
and I say in a little bit of a weird
Poor guy.
voice, "Good luck."
Oh god. Yeah. He
And
just
I keep
goes.
walking.
He just goes pale. And he sort of freezes for a moment and just stares at you. And then one of the lizards sort of nudges him, not violently or just gently gives him a nudge to be like, "Hey, come on, we gotta go." they keep leaving. All right. You head inside. Depending on where you go, you find either Boris and Brothar or Janice. Like, are you going to get breakfast or are you going back to your quarters?
Breakfast sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I need breakfast.
Alright, then you find everyone in approximately the same area as the cook is, serving breakfast for everyone while being pestered by Janice with a million questions.
I'm just writing everything down.
Yeah, he has a really good knowledge about the plants and their properties in the area. And he tells you pretty much everything there is to know about the marshes. Like, you realize that he has a very extensive knowledge of plants, and specifically anything that is edible and anything that is poisonous. He does tell you that one of his hobbies is to just make poisons. Not because he actually tries to poison anything, just because he thinks it's very interesting to do, basically. And he never really does anything with them. He sometimes gives them to the hunters when they go out hunting to help them paralyze their prey. And, you know, he tells you that you have to be careful to make sure the poison doesn't affect the meat afterwards, doesn't leave any traces. And yeah, tells you all he knows.
So
While, yeah, go ahead.
I'm assuming with all this knowledge that you're basically throwing at me right now, you know and understand about the poison malice, yes?
He looks at you and he has this really excited smile. And he says, "Oh yes, that one is an interesting one.
Yes, it is. And
It's made with red cap shrooms. Very rare, very rare. But that poison is a fun one. I remember using it once.
do tell.
Oh, I back then I had a bit of a rival. We were sort of both trying to get the same girl. And I played a little prank on him. I think it was very funny. He didn't think so. Beat me up quite a bit afterwards.
Why would that be, Cook? I mean, a little bit of fun couldn't go bad, right?
Right? That's what I thought. But he disagreed. Well, you know how kids are. I got the girl anyway. And he gives you a smirk.
I'm just gonna look at him with my tankard of ale. Well, thank you for the information. I plan on making a bit of poison myself. So, I'm going to find these shrooms.
Oh, yes. If you happen to have any left over, I wouldn't mind buying them. And also, if you need help with, you know, working on stuff, I'm more than happy to help. It's been a while since I dabbled in poisons. Not much, you know, use for it right now.
Well, I must say it's nice to have a lizard man around here being quite, open and kind. Thank you very much. I will... And actually, how much are you willing to buy these mushrooms for? Because I would probably want to use a good majority of them.
That depends on the quality, but between 100 and 200 gold? I know they are rare, so...
And how can I tell a good quality mushroom from a bad one?
Well, you know, if they are well grown, have a deep red cap.
Okay.
You know how they turn blue if you cut them open? If the blue is like a very light shade, that means they are high quality. The darker it turns, the lower the quality.
Beautiful, because I need some very high quality malice. But rest assured, if I find extras, I will certainly come and sell them to you.
He looks very happy about that, and he smiles.
And I hope maybe you might be able to teach me a few things.
Well, gladly. If there's anything I can, yes.
Excellent.
I'm always happy to share my knowledge. No one here around here is too interested in it.
I'm curious. What are your views
Yes.
on the head shaman?
He's a very wise leader of our people. He knows Semuanya's will, and our tribe wouldn't be what it is without him.
Can I insight that?
Sure, give me an insight roll. All right. Yeah, it's definitely. He does believe what he says, but it's also very obvious that if he would have any other opinion, he would not tell it to an outsider.
Well, thank you very much for your opinion, and maybe we'll have a little more of a chat when we, discuss these poisonous mushrooms again, huh?
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. Also,
As am I.
these two have been chatting about this while they were sort of like going back and forth between the table where you were sitting and the kitchen, and they've been like bringing out. So you've caught like sort of bits and pieces about the cook being really into poison.
I'm gonna sit down with everyone and have some breakfast now.
Alright, yep. You'll get some breakfast. It's hearty, it's pretty tasty. You do feel like they're actually trying to make an effort to not serve you anything too outlandish. Like they are mostly serving you human food and less just lizard food. Because for them, they know that humans don't like some of the stuff they eat. Like frog eggs and stuff like that, which they enjoy, but they have learned that humans seem to be not too fond of that for some reason.
Good, because I'm gonna start scoffing breakfast like I haven't eaten for 2 days.
Alright. As you finish breakfast, alright, there we go. A younger lizard comes up to you and he says, excuse me? Would you like to go see the Great One right now? I was sent here to come pick you up to lead you to him.
I'm assuming you're speaking of Imbar, yes?
Don't just say his name.
Oh.
We're not worthy.
Apologies.
Yes.
Why are you being sent to gather us? You look very young for your age.
He seems very nervous as well. He says, I'm an apprentice shaman, and it is my duty to follow the head shaman's order.
Ah,
And
so the head shaman
he
could not
sent
do
me
it
to
himself. Okay,
Pick you up.
perfectly fine. We will follow you. Lead on.
Oh, okay. Right this way. And he leads you outside. He tells you it's gonna take about half an hour on foot to get there for you, because the lizards usually take a much faster route, which is mostly through the canals and with bits underwater, but because only one of you is really good at swimming currently, you get to take the scenic overland route and enjoy the humongous amount of mosquitoes that are around. The deeper you head into the marshes, the more mosquitoes there are. It's really annoying, honestly. The lizard doesn't seem to have any problems with it, but especially people with elvish blood and people with Storgate isn't here, but he has Asima blood,